Addison Lee is proud to sponsor the Ancient World in London series.
Apart from sanitation, medicine, education, wine, public order, irrigation, roads, the fresh water system and public health, what have the Romans ever done for us?
Last video we found out what the Romans did for us. It wasn't the first place to get an Italian job.
So we sent Jamie down just to have a little nosy and see what he could find out about Colchester, the first Roman city.
Today we're in Colchester and we're going to be hanging out with a guy called Howard Brooks, and he works for Colchester Archaeological Trust.
When I was a young teenager, I came here to work on a dig as an archaeologist. It's a thrill to be a digger working on a site as rich as this in Colchester. We're approaching the Roman town walls, and we're going to go look at those first with the Roman Balcone Gate, built in the 1st century AD.
Howard, what is this?
This is one of the 2 Roman guard rooms on the gate. There's a south guard room where we are now, and a north guard room. So this is where the guards would have been stationed, in theory, to say, you know, halt, who goes there, as people come through the gate. The first thing on this site was the remains you can see here, this grey masonry.
Oh yeah.
This is part of a triumphal archway, which was built fairly quickly so that the Emperor Claudius could come to Colchester and receive the submission of the British kings. Later on, this is the Roman town wall. The red brick is the later town wall built in around AD 61 after Queen Boudica had come into town and burnt the town down.
There seems to be a pattern emerging with this, with the causeway stones. Is that unique to a Roman wall?
You're absolutely correct. The local stone, you see, is not very good. It's a bit crumbly. So the red bricks give a reinforcement, and also, of course, it looks visually attractive as well. This is a Roman Christian church.
When were people becoming Christians in Roman times?
In Britain, not till 313, so it's really almost 300 years after the Roman invasion before we became officially Christianised.
What was the big deal about becoming Christian then? What would have suddenly changed things round?
It was the official recognition from the emperor, who became Christian himself. Before that, there were pagans worshipping Mithras or other Roman gods, also of course worshipping the Roman emperor, who was officially a god until that time.
I stopped Howard here because as we were walking up the hill I noticed this church looked very Roman, but it's not Roman at all. Howard, tell us what it really is.
It's a Saxon church tower. It's built out of Roman material, Roman brick and tile, which has been recycled from the Roman houses around here. And this doorway with a particular pointed arch is particularly late Saxon.
Did the Saxons always use recycled stone?
Where it's available, they reused it. Otherwise, they built in wood.
Right.
And behind us is a piece of the Roman theatre, where they had gladiatorial combat and also public addresses and meetings with the council and so on.
What is it doing inside a house?
What happened was that when this road was relaid back in the 80s, we found some very large bits of foundation. We weren't sure what they were at all. But so when this was being built here for sheltered housing, the same thing was found again inside, a very large bit of Roman masonry. So at that time the penny dropped because it's a big curved building, which must have been a theatre. So the Borough Council very, very wisely left this building unoccupied to show the remains of the theatre to visitors like ourselves. We found only 3 or 4 years ago, really, the first Roman circus identified in Britain. It's like Ben-Hur. It's a place where the Romans raced chariots competitively around a long circuit.
Howard, I've really enjoyed the day with you.
Good, thank you.
I've had so much fun in Colchester today. You know, having Howard with me, showing me all the little ancient sites around the place, was just brought it to life. If you want to learn more about all the ancient sites in Colchester, then log on to heritagequay.com.
If you were a crazed Briton revolting against the Romans, what would you burn down first?
Just tell us in the comments below. See you on our next adventure.
Bye.